on, everybody? You listen to another episode of Loud About Nothing. It's me, your boy, the fucking hottest dude in the podcast game, Sebastian Conelli. And as always, we got the cute boy here himself, Robbie boy. Robbie.
What's up, Sebastian?
What's going on with you today? You're 6 foot, 7 foot, 8 foot punch. What's going on with you, Mr. Tall Boy?
We're making.
Let me intro the guest before we make fun of you.
Right.
Okay, tremendous. We have a fucking Tik Tok superstar on today.
Okay.
We have literally one of the funniest comedians out there. You gotta check him out. He's got shows Thursday, April 21st at Asylum. That's where we do our show. All those hotties out there. It's called Man and Woman. You gotta check this show out before he brings it to Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Then he also has a show the next Thursday called Gorge Nights at Union Hall, 7:30. So please go check those two shows out. And if you don't want to leave your fucking house and you're not from New York, go listen to his podcast, Going Out with Jake Cornell. Give it up for Mr. Jake Cornell.
Hello.
All right, now
that was the best podcast intro I've ever received.
That's also the
really?
best.
Hands
That's also
down.
the best podcast intro Sebastian has ever delivered.
It was phenomenal.
Was it really?
Oh, it was incredible.
I'm so proud of myself. You know what it is? I've just given over. I'm going to write it down, read it, and then I'm just going to...
This isn't an audition. Yeah, you don't need to be off book.
Yeah.
I get stressed that someone's like, how does he not know my shows?
Why
Or
would
I
you
do?
know my shows?
I wouldn't.
No, there's
I
no reason
wouldn't.
for you to know.
It would actually be, I think you should be scared if you came over here and I knew all your show dates.
Yeah, I'd be shocked. I would maybe be like, he looked it up because I'm coming on the podcast. But
Yeah.
otherwise, I'd be like, if we were at a bar, if I ran into you and you're like, oh, you have Man and Woman at Asylum on April 21st at 9:30 p.m., I'd be like, that's a little concerning. 100%.
Yes.
You're the Rain Man of like New York City comedy shows. You see somebody, you could list all their shows.
Oh my God, no.
That
that would be
exists.
wild. Yeah,
That
definitely.
That person.
That person.
100%.
Oh yeah, I do. I've seen them in front rows of every show.
Absolutely.
You know, they're scary.
Absolutely. No,
They're also
concerning.
your patrons. So.
Oh, they also probably listen to the pod, and we love you, bro. We
We
that
love
one
them.
specific dude, you know who you are. We fucking love you, bro. I don't know your name, but it is what it is. I
Oh
know
my
what
God.
you look like, and I know you asked some girl out once.
No way. Is this real?
Yes, I know they asked some girl out that also goes to my shows, and the girl sent me a message, be like, "Who's that dude in the front row of your shows?"
Building a
wow.
community.
That's what
Oh,
it
please.
is.
I just want people that like me to be fucking.
Absolutely.
That's all
incredible.
I don't want to fuck. I just want peripheral fucking.
Yeah, you're the love guru. Everyone around you just fucking.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Love guru, no accent.
Love guru. No
That's me, 100%. So, Robbie, what's going on with you today? What's the deal?
No. I'm making a makeshift.
No one would have
studio.
known.
We have a makeshift
No,
studio.
but we can't let this ego go to his head that he's sitting a little bit taller
All right,
than all of us.
I'm not as tall as you guys.
Okay, beautiful.
That's a fact.
I love
I'm
this.
also not tall enough to be taller than this microphone stand that we have here.
I love that, Robbie.
So I added 3 pillows, so I do look a little ridiculous.
100%. He also does the shoe lifts where he puts the.
No, I
the
don't.
heels-
Oh, I do
Robbie,
not do that.
He puts
I
the
do
heels.
not do
You
that.
don't seem. How tall are you?
I'm like 5'10".
That's normal. That's not short. I wouldn't even call 5'10" short.
It's
5'9" is on the shorter side.
5'9" is on. There's a big debate
On your TikTok
on my
currently?
TikTok how tall if 5'9" is short or not.
Oh wait, really?
So
I've just
is-
stumbled onto a TikTok.
100%. Is 5'9" short? Is the big question.
Yeah.
I would say that 5'9" is the height for a man, where I would say they could say I'm a shorter guy, and I wouldn't contradict them. I wouldn't like look at a 5'9" guy and be like fucking shorty, but
Yes.
but like if someone 5'9" was like, and I'm a shorter guy, I wouldn't like contest them on that.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think the consensus on the TikTok was 5'9" in shoes, short, 5'9" not in shoes, not that short. It pushes you above the 5'10"
This
threshold.
is really semantics at this point.
That sounds like a 5'9" guy reaching.
100%. Yes,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
This is a guy that's going. All
right, there's also
what do we
one
measure from the
queen-
bottom of the dick or the top of the dick? You know, when those guys, when they're arguing whether it's the bottom or the top of the dick, that's how you know it's a small dick.
Yeah.
And that's fine, because I measure from the bottom, queens. If you know, you know, motherfucker. Tremendous. This is great. Jake, I want to talk to you. I listened to a couple of your podcasts. They are so funny. You got to go
Thank
check them
you.
out.
Yeah.
Going out, huh?
Yeah.
I love it.
I do.
I love
I'm
that.
surprised. Has it existed before? It's a phenomenal idea.
The premise of the podcast?
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
great.
know. I
I've never heard of
I mean,
it.
it's kind of impossible to look at. There's no like database to be like, does this podcast exist? But I don't think I haven't found one where that specifically talks about people going out and like nightlife.
Yeah.
In terms of like how different people do it. I think there's like nightlife focused ones, but I kind of talk to people who do like restaurants, people who don't go out. So it's like it's kind of fun to talk to all the different people and see like what they do.
It also came at a great time where people just started going out again.
Well, that's why that was like where the idea came from, was like when things were locked down, I missed going out so much. And then like it kind of came up like, do you want to do a podcast? And I was like, yeah. And like, let me just talk about this because I like miss it.
What's your ideal night? Give me ideal night. Ideal night or best night you ever had?
Ooh. Okay, I'm going to do ideal because best night, it's hard. Okay, so for me, what a normal, like, ideal night, with the caveat we're not talking about going out on a day vibe, like a Sunday day thing, because that can also be magical if we're talking specifically going out at night. I would say my ideal night is the nights that make me feel the happiest at the end of the night was when there was no itinerary going in. So maybe I was like, Sebastian, I'm going to meet you for drinks at 5 or 6. And then we're there and then we're like, actually, like, let's text Robbie, like, what's going on? And then we all end up at dinner.
What a crew.
And then, no, like, you know what I mean? And then and then like,
and then you bump into someone and they're like, I heard about this thing.
And then like 4 of you were trying this new restaurant down the street that like someone mentioned was good. And you didn't have a reservation, but you got in. Ugh. And then like drinks after. And then like ideally home by, I would say 2. So we're not devastated in the morning. Because if you're too fucked up in the morning, it kind of sours the memory from the night before, for me at least.
Oh, that is a good point.
So I would love to be like, we started at 5, just kind of like you and me. We had the whole night blocked off, but we didn't have any plans. And then like it kind of snowballed into this big fun thing. Maybe we like ended up at a, like doing karaoke at a bar or whatever, or you know, whatever it might be.
I'm not a karaoke man, but
I mean, honestly, me not really me either, but something like that, like something
100%.
kind of unexpected. Yeah.
I like that.
That's like my fave. I kind of like when it feels like there was like a little bit of like a magical momentum. Like that happened one of the first nights back when people started going out again. I remember Nate's my boyfriend. We're out at
beautiful
this bar.
Man.
So handsome.
I see him lifting at the gym sometime.
Yeah.
He's
getting into lifting.
I know. I see him.
Yeah.
He's on the mat. I just go like this.
You're not on his tier at the gym?
No, you shouldn't wave. I don't think you should talk that much at the gym.
Appreciate this, guys. I'm at the gym the other day. I run in. I see this another comedian, Charlie Barty. I don't know if you guys know him.
I don't know.
Very funny guy. We go to the same gym.
Yeah.
I'm on the bench press. I see Charlie. I wave hi. He waves back. I go to do a set. I was overambitious with my weights.
Oh, no.
I get trapped under my bar. I'm stuck.
You're pinned.
And I look at Charlie and I'm like, and he's like, hi, I saw you the first time. I'm like, this is so living high. And I'm like, so I'm going to die here. Like, I'm stuck under this bar. And I was like, and then this other guy was like, do you need help? And I was like, yes. And then he came over and helped. And Charlie was like, I am so sorry. Like, I thought you were just saying hi again. But I was trapped under a bar.
Yeah, interesting. You know what sucks about the gym over there? That you can't really get behind those benches.
No.
So, like, I'm sure the guy to unpin you, he climbed over your lap.
Absolutely.
I was at that gym and someone pinned themselves, and I had to get up from my thing and go lift it up. And I'm like straddling the guy's...
Yeah, you're crotch over him, 100%. Yeah. That's where you have to be.
We're grinding, lying down.
Yes.
We're dry humping at this point while he's got 225 on his chest and 300 on his waist. You know? Right?
The other day I was at that gym and I absolutely started laughing out loud because this guy goes, hey bro, can you spot me? And this other guy was like, sure. Comes over, does get behind to spot him. This man is benching minimum 350. The man he asked to spot him weighs 110 pounds maximum. I was like, what did you think was, what are you... And I watched the guy who goes to spot like realize in the moment like if this man can't lift this, we're all fucked. Like, and he's just like, like it was so funny.
I know. Oh yeah.
In college, I used to love. There would be kids like the juicy frats, and they would go.
Did you go to college?
The College of New Jersey. I'm from Jersey.
Okay, cool.
Do you always say I'm from Jersey after you say College of New Jersey?
Yeah, I say something.
Is that
I don't just leave
give
it.
Caveats.
No,
The school's good enough. You don't have to.
I actually think I do this. I went to
TCNJ.
my state school, so I'll usually be like UVM. I'm from Vermont.
Yeah.
It's similar.
UVM. I'm from Vermont.
It's like a caveat of sort of saying like, don't think that me choosing to go to UVM is indicative of any part of my personality.
Yeah.
Part of the reason is because it was my state school.
Yes. That's what it was. My state school.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That
That's
wasn't Rutgers.
the state school there?
There's Rutgers. There's like 5 state schools.
Oh, tremendous.
But anyways, the guys in the Jack Frats, they would go to the gym and
juicy frats, I believe.
The juicy, juicy.
Let's keep them juicy.
Juicy was to imply they were on steroids.
Oh, okay, but I like juicy. Let's keep them juicy.
It would be like when two the two guys would be doing the bench press. One guy would be getting a bicep workout. It was like, how much weight can I curl and you bench? Like what's the maximum that we could do
it's
together?
all numbers.
So that like it could appear that the guy is benching 400 pounds or whatever, but it's really like this guy could curl 150 or 120 and he could bench 300. So what's that together? 400. We just want to look as jacked as possible as a tandem.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
That's deeply homoerotic.
Like
I'm sorry.
going
like that's
like going into it not what the guy's max is.
Yeah.
But that's what they would do. And you would just be like, this is not a bench workout.
Lifting
really.
is a little homoerotic.
Oh,
Absolutely.
definitely.
At the end of the day.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You watch these men staring at themselves in the mirror, like rubbing their muscles, and I'm like, you can't be that objectively attracted to your own male body and not have any thoughts about other male bodies, right?
I guess,
I agree,
There is
100%.
this thing, this Vince McMahon, before he like came out with wrestling, he came out with like a bodybuilding like show. And it's just like men just showing off their bodies. And I'm
Yeah.
like, this is very homo. It's fine.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
It's
Yeah. I mean,
nothing. Official stance of the pot.
nothing wrong with lifting.
No, yeah, but it is very like, if you like your body that much, you must like other bodies that are similar to that.
right. 100%.
Oh, they do. And they're like, oh, he's got the best track. Like, there's a whole world.
Also, when you stop thinking about it as gendered, I'm like, pecs are boobs. Pecs are tits. They're just a different shit. Like, it's
Yes.
like
Yeah.
our brains don't perceive them that differently.
Well, people
honestly.
online are starting to call them tits.
Yes.
Pecs. They're starting to call them tits. And I
Yes.
fucking love that because we all just have tits.
We all have tits.
I'm happy that's the word we landed on out of all the jugs, boobs, right? Breasts, bazookas, right? We landed on tits, which
everyone?
is I think
I would say tits is the best one.
tits is the. I get yelled at if I say boobs. People don't like boobs.
The word. People like boobs. But
If
people
I say it, I go, oh yeah, I like your boobs, right? I know. Whoa, time out. I'm not saying
double O
that
is a non.
What's
thing
the
is
context?
The double O is a non-sexual sound.
Yes. Ooh.
Like
Ooh.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's in a word. It's non-sexual.
But booty, is that sexual?
If I was having sex with someone and they were like, "I love your booty," I'd be like, "It's over."
Oh, no.
Ass is sexual
Yeah,
to
yeah.
me.
Oh yeah,
Right?
yeah. Yeah, booty is like what someone tells you in the 5th grade. Shake your booty,
Yeah,
right?
it's like very same with
Yeah.
like tits is great. I think titty is pejorative, unless you say it's about yourself. But calling him titties is like a little condescending to me.
Okay. We do one tit at a time. We never do the plural. We do one tit and then the
No,
other.
tits
No,
is called
tits is
titties.
plural.
Tits.
The,
Oh,
the
titties.
IE
Titties.
adds a little.
Titties.
The IE adds something to it that I prefer tit to titties.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. This is good. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. Did you?
Wait, can I tell you? This is like a total veer off topic.
Okay. Yeah.
I was thinking of you a lot this morning because I think I had an experience this morning that would have given you agita that would have ended your life.
What happened?
Oh, no.
What
So
happened?
I
I'm a
needed-
weak man.
You have-
Everyone knows.
The
I'm a weak
threshold
man.
for
No,
agita
when it
to
was
end his
happening,
life
I
is
was like,
pretty
this
low.
actually, I think like this series of events would really fuck Sebastian up.
Yeah. Okay.
So 2 days ago, I realized I really needed a haircut and a beard trim. Like,
Okay.
bad.
Tremendous. You look good.
Thanks. I came here from the barbershop.
Oh, did you?
wow. Yeah.
So very like, and I am like, I have to do something for work this weekend. I was like, oh, I actually like objectively have to get my haircut this weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I'm gonna venture. You assume you're one of the most monogamous relationships in your life is between you and your barber, right?
I don't actually have a barber like that.
Okay, so it's not gonna cause agita.
It's not going to cause agita to me like that at all.
Okay, so
because I've lived in so many different like locations now.
fair.
When I was in Staten Island, I had a barber when I was a kid,
okay,
but now and once I moved to Brooklyn, no.
so I've probably in the 8 years I've lived in New York only had 3 barbers.
Interesting.
Pretty monogamous with
He's
my
like
barber.
that with.
Yeah, I have
with-
one.
He has one,
Yeah,
For
and
the
he
last 6
overpays.
years.
curly hair you have to. I feel
Yeah, let's
Thank
not talk
you.
about the
Thank
curly
you.
hair. He's so fucking annoying.
How am I annoying?
like no, but curly hair you can't fuck around. Not everyone knows how to do it. So I call my barbershop to be like, I need to make an appointment with my guy.
Yeah.
My guy's like available, but none of the times work for me. Like they're all, one was during this, one was during another. I was like,
Yeah.
Well, it's not working. And I was like, I have to get my hair cut.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't show up to the barbershop, have him be there, see me getting a haircut from someone else.
Sure.
Disrespectful.
That is disrespect. I agree with that.
Disrespectful.
I'll never go to the same place and get a different haircut from a different.
Yeah.
place.
Okay. So you get that.
Yeah. That's disrespectful.
So there's 2 locations in Brooklyn of this barbershop.
Okay.
I go, I'm just going to go to the other location.
Great.
There's a guy there I've had do my beard before who I like. The only thing about him is that he's very meticulous and he always takes too long. He's always running late.
Uh-huh.
And he always, like, you show up, he's like running late. And it always is like an issue, but he does a phenomenal job.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, I'm going to go see him instead. And I'm going to go at 10 o'clock when they open. So he can't be running late.
Yeah.
First client of the day. I get there at 10 a.m. when they open.
Beautiful.
He's like, I need 5 minutes.
Needs 5 minutes.
He needs 5 minutes.
What's he doing?
He's not set up.
Oh, okay.
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 I'm chill. It's a
Yeah.
gorgeous day out. I have a podcast to do today and nothing else. Like, I'm good.
Oh, that's
Oh,
beautiful.
amazing.
I'm absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So I sit outside. I'm on my phone. Gorgeous day. I'm in the sun.
Oh.
2 minutes go by. I hear, hey, look up. Barber from the other shop.
Oh no.
No.
Yep.
And what happened then?
I go, wait, are you? So my barber used to cut hair at this location.
Yeah.
Moved to the other location. So I go, oh, did you move back to this location? He goes, no, I'm still at the other one. And in my mind, I'm like, then what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah.
So I go, damn, I tried to schedule. This is true though. I go, I tried to schedule with you, but I really need a haircut for this weekend, so I had to go with someone else. And he's like, oh no, that's totally fine. I'm having a panic attack.
Yeah.
Absolute panic attack.
This person
look
does not
sneaky.
care at all.
Oh, he's fine.
He's on his phone as you're talking, probably. Yeah.
So then that part passed. I think we're through all the stress. I get inside. I'm going for a haircut and a beard trim. Both my hair and my beard are way too long and unkept. I'm irritated.
Sure. Okay.
with them. I sit down at the barbershop. He does my haircut. I'm very happy with it.
Yeah.
As I would say 3/4 of the way through the haircut, this guy walks in. He's like, hey, let's call him Jim, the barber.
Okay.
Changing the name. He goes, hey, I'm Jim's 10:30. I'm looking at the clock. It's 10:20. We haven't even started on my beard. Like, this isn't good.
He's a slow beard.
If you think he's more meticulous about the beard than he is the hair.
Wow.
So I'm like, we're getting into danger territory.
Yeah.
So then he's like, yeah, he's still working on this guy. Go wait outside. So that guy goes and waits outside. We're wrapping up the hair, and I'm watching how much he's like brushing me off and cleaning up, and I'm like, he doesn't know I signed up for a beard trim. I'm gonna have to say something.
That would give me agita.
So this is when I thought of you.
Yeah.
I was like,
no.
it was the sandwich of the two where I'm starting to be like, this is hell.
Yeah.
So I'm praying. I'm misreading it. I'm like, no, he knows what he's got to do. And I'm like, surely the door guy, like the receptionist who like runs everything, told him. But here's the thing about the door guy: he's hot, which means he's bad at his job.
You heard it here. If you're hot, you're probably bad at your job.
There's science behind that.
You say ugly people are better at jobs?
I would say that if you have gone through life traditionally hot, there has been less pressure on you to be good at things your entire life.
This is amazing. This
I
is
don't
truly,
think,
yeah,
I don't
it's fact.
think, yeah. So
The group projects, hot people in the group project do barely anything.
ever.
And all work is a group project that you're getting paid for.
Yep.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So I'm like, this hot man did not tell
Did not tell.
this barber that I also have a beard trim. And I'm like, and I need the beard trim because now, especially, I've had my haircut. My beard looks even crazier.
Definitely.
Ratios off.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, he's going to know. He's going to know. I'm just being anxious about it. He takes the cape fully off. And I have to go, mind you, it's now 10:35, almost 10:40.
Yeah.
There's a guy waiting outside. He's running late and I can tell he's stressed. And I have to go, I actually also signed up for a beard trim. He goes, you did? Mm-hmm. He goes, you want your beard trim? And I go, yeah, I signed up for a haircut and a beard trim. He looks up at Hot Guy. Hot Guy goes, yeah. Knew the whole time.
Oh.
I didn't get out of there until 10:50.
Oh my God. And that day, he literally, everyone is
I
backed up.
ruined this barbershop. I burned it to the ground.
The whole day is
But
destroyed.
I did, that hot receptionist did.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I knew I was going to be on camera for this. I can't come with what is that?
No, you can't.
So
You
yeah,
can't.
I had a little bit of agita, but we're fine.
Oh, please.
I wonder if
Oh,
this is
you
why
are-
he's late every day. He just starts the day 20 minutes behind.
Yeah, maybe
and
it's
then
not the barber.
It just.
I
is
just
a
think there needs to be a
spiral.
clear communication of what you need to know. Are you doing a haircut and a beard trim? You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Well, this is so fun. You need to just go into. You are the John Taffer of barbershops.
Is John Taffer the bar rescue guy?
Yeah.
Just going in there, reaming them.
There used to be
Yeah.
a show called Tabitha's Salon Takeover
What?
on Bravo, and Tabitha, she would go in. It was less barbershops and more like women's salons, but
Yeah.
it was so good.
It was like, this is what's wrong with it. Let's fix it.
She's like this British lesbian who's like incredibly severe but like really good at hair, and she would just be like brutal. It was so good.
Do you think being mean makes people respect you, the job that you do more?
No.
I like that. Do you, Robbie?
No.
Because
Not at
there
all.
was a phase
Not
where
even. remotely.
Well, there was a phase where there was all these like chefs that would come into
Gordon
restaurants.
Ramsay.
Yeah. It was like being mean proves how good you are at something, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like she was one of those people.
She was like, she wasn't like cruel. She was
Yeah.
just like really British and dry. So she would be like, "Do you think that haircut looks good?" Like it wasn't mean.
Yeah,
she wasn't being like,
yeah.
"This ugly person looks like shit." But
Yeah,
she would
yeah.
be like, "Do you think that haircut looks good?"
Yeah.
And they'd have to be like, "Yeah." And she'd be like, "Okay, well the layers are uneven." You know what I mean? And like she
Yeah,
just was
yeah,
like
yeah,
brass
yeah.
taxes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I'm not. I like to be on time too. I think it's one of the only things you could do to show professionalism.
I really prefer to be on time, and I really fucking hate being late.
It gives me a pain in my stomach being late.
It's one of the number one reasons I don't think I could do it's like I couldn't do LA because of the traffic. And you watched me one time I was on the F train.
Yeah.
45 minutes underground, no service, just sitting. No, and also broken speaker in our car, so like no information, just like
Oh my
dead silence. I'm losing it. I'm so pissed. And I'm not like yelling, but I'm like, I'm clearly fit, whatever. I'm running like, I'm at this point like 20 minutes late to whatever I'm going to. When the train starts moving, I swear to God, a woman sitting across the train from me goes, "You did not handle that well."
Just the energy?
Yeah, she was like, she goes, "You did not handle that well. You were bugging out." And I was like, "Yeah, I was." Like, no, like I can't defend myself. I know I was.
You don't have any little tactics that you do?
It's usually, I think it's specifically the phone not having coverage. Like normally I would just like distract myself with like a video or something.
Yeah,
but it was
yeah,
just
yeah,
like no coverage, nothing. You know what I mean?
know
It's like when
how-
you go to the bathroom and forget to take your phone, you're like, I guess I'm reading the shampoo label. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah. He sits down to piss because he likes to look at his phone so much in the bathroom.
I sometimes sit to pee if I'm tired.
What is happening?
If I'm tired,
Especially in the pandemic.
If you're tired?
or if I go to a house and their bathroom's really clean, I'll sit to pee. I'm too nervous about leaving drips.
Not here.
I sat to pee here.
Oh,
You have
yeah.
a candle lit.
Because you know what? I just don't want to be a stinky boy.
No, this house smells good. Like
It does?
really good. Yes.
I had a candle in here. You know, it is what it is.
I do the same thing when people come over. I clean the bathroom and I light a candle in every room.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I was literally 10 minutes late to a reservation last night, and I had agita. They couldn't give a shit that I was running late.
No.
It's...
The system, I'll tell you guys this, and don't bank on this, just use it if you're feeling stressed. Show up to your reservations on time. Most restaurants are set up that as long as you're there within 15 minutes, it's
Yes.
not going to sink the ship.
No, yeah.
Half an hour, you're starting to play with fire.
Yeah.
15 minutes, we're going to be okay.
What you worked at fancy restaurants,
I worked
right?
at fancy restaurants.
How fancy?
The fanciest one was like, how do I describe it? It was really fancy because it was a weird restaurant because it was very fancy and expensive, but it was sort of like designed to be a casual restaurant for really rich people and a really fancy restaurant for normal people.
I hate that.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
So we would wear like jeans and flannels, but
Okay.
like it was full fine dining, open-handed service, multiple courses, like $1,000 bottles of wine. And so like you would have tables where it would be like one table would be like a normal people that probably has like a joint income of like $120,000.
Yeah.
That like this is their big they're there for like their 20th wedding anniversary and they're like saved up and this is a big deal.
Yes.
And then next to that you would have like Jeff Bezos being like, fuck it, we're here for like
Yeah.
cheating, like to them it was like a TGI Fridays.
Wow.
Weirdest place to work.
Yeah, that
and
is weird.
awful to work at.
Well,
truly.
which customer did you prefer?
Oh, I always preferred the normal people.
Yeah.
Because they thought everything was so exciting and nice and they were
Of
gracious.
course.
Where like the rich people like kind of like that were treating you like it was an Applebee's and you should be able to do anything and it was easy was like it made life hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was probably the fanciest place I worked. And then I worked at like a really more like new money fancy
What does that mean?
hotel.
Oh,
Like it was like a hotel where it's like more like it was more like bottle service and like doing the champagne and like Ace of Spades and like
What's the
rooftop.
Ace of Spades?
Ace of Spades is this brand of champagne. It's
Do
this
you
brand.
know this?
I think I've heard it in rap
It's like
songs.
it's like rappers. A lot of rappers drink. I think a rapper might
yeah.
own it.
I'm trying to
Uh-huh.
think.
But it's so expensive. Like there was a big thing Beyonce in one of Beyonce's videos. She's pouring a bottle of Ace of Spades. That's like a $30,000 bottle in a pool. Like
Oh, wow.
it's really expensive champagne, but it's
Wow.
like it's like more like nightclub champagne, and it's like it's very much about branding and stuff.
Yes.
And then,
It's like, look what I have. It's not even the
Exactly.
have you tasted it? Do you get to taste the fine dining when you're there?
Yes, but I don't think I specifically don't think I've had Ace of Spades.
Okay.
I remember one time I had to carry in that hotel a magnum of Ace of Spades that was on the menu for $10,000. I had to like carry it down a hallway, and I was like, I fucking hate this.
Of course you do. 10 grand in your hands?
You can only fuck it up.
Yeah.
I'd rather drop a baby. Like, seriously.
I know.
The hospital bills will be less, you know?
Yeah,
10 grand.
10 grand.
And what would have happened if you dropped that?
Well, so it's retailing for 10 grand, right? So it's
Yeah.
they probably paid like $1,500 for it, and even still, I don't think I'm allowed. I think legally I'm not allowed to be on the hook for that. But
yes,
energetically, like how everyone would feel about me at the business would be really bad.
Wow.
For sure.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I only worked at low dining restaurants.
Yeah, those are better. I mean, I kind of went down and down. Like, then I went to Rosemary's, which is where I worked forever. I worked there for 4 years. And that's like really solid, like West Village Italian restaurant.
Sure.
Like jeans, white button-ups, like nothing crazy, but like still a nice restaurant. And then the last place I worked was Kindred, where it was like more of a cool East Village vibe, where it was like, it was really nice wine and really great food, but like I was wearing like shorts and t-shirts, and it was more like fun, like casual vibes.
And that's the best.
And that was the best job of them all for sure.
I'll tell you what, I worked like Applebee's.
Nothing wrong with that.
I
either.
worked like Boulder Creek Steakhouse.
Yeah.
I did like real like chain restaurants.
I
and they're
should
mean
have.
there.
Yeah, they're mean there.
They're meaner than I think like a casual place that you worked at.
Yeah, I mean, like the fine dining restaurant was truly hell, and then it like got better and better. But like I should have. The fact that I knew I wanted to be an actor and comedian, I had no business working in restaurants that fancy because it took up so much energy. Like those are the kind of restaurants you should work in if you are like trying to have a career in the restaurant industry.
Yes.
And I wasn't, and so it was like totally out of balance. Like I should have been working at like the burger joint in my neighborhood where I could just like walk there, sling beers and burgers for like a couple hours, and then like go home with like $170 in my pocket. But
of
like
course.
That's not what I like. In retrospect, did not like go about it.
But you
in
made
the best
bank at those fancy restaurants.
Do you
So
even?
not even.
Not even? What's the benefit of working there?
Career. Like if you want a restaurant career.
Yeah.
And you could make bank. So like the really fancy restaurant that was on Gramercy Park, the problem is like when you have restaurants that fancy, to make this service work, you need a lot of people working. So like the pool gets kind of spread thin. If you get to the top of the servers there and you're working like the best shifts, like I think those people were probably brushing up against like $100K a year, which is like good money.
Yeah, that's good money.
But not that good for what you're doing.
No, compared to like what they're making at the clubs, like that's nothing. When I worked at the hotel, it was like really volatile, where like there would be weeks where
you have a great vocabulary, by the way. You've been throwing out words
phenomenal. I've noticed as well. Energetically,
words I barely know, and I love it. I love when someone says a word that I know and I like.
You forgot about?
Almost never use, and I love that.
Thank you. That makes me feel smart.
And nothing makes me more excited than using a word I barely know or hearing a word I barely know.
And then there's that thing where once you hear the word, you start hearing it all the time.
Oh, I cannot wait.
But so the restaurant would be very volatile, or the hotel would be really volatile, where it was like there would be, because it was a rooftop that had just opened, so there would be like no one would know about it. So we'd have like weeks where we'd make nothing, but then like 50 Cent would throw a party and make like $900 in one night. It was like really volatile. And so
what was the? Will you say or no?
What was what?
The hotel.
Oh, the Knickerbocker.
It's the Knickerbocker.
It's on 42nd,
in Midtown.
It's on 42nd and 7th Broadway, something like that.
So you've had run-in with celebs.
I saw, at the fancy restaurant on Gramercy, which I won't name because I'm scared of the.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
He's very rich.
Of course.
I won't name that restaurant, but that restaurant and the hotel were very, very, very celebrity heavy.
Any run-ins that were memorable?
I didn't have any bad ones, but I saw at the fancy one, I remember like I served Kathy Bates once, and like
Kathy Bates, Misery herself.
I was one time there not working, but sitting at the bar because my friends were working, and Kim and Kanye came in. Like Kim and Kanye, they did the hotel threw a 50 Cent party. Like 50 Cent, they threw a party for like his not Planet Fitness, Men's Fitness cover.
yes.
His Men's Fitness cover. They threw a party, and he like a lot of celebrities were at that. The Knickerbocker did the Ant-Man premiere, so like everyone who was in Ant-Man, Michael Douglas, shit like that, and like so. But like I never had any like. I think celebrities in general in restaurants honestly are very nice and well behaved because they know like I could. Especially now, like even more so now, but like I could like tweet about it or make a TikTok about it, and like anyone could do that, and they know they're on stage. Like if like someone who's rich but not famous is an absolute fucking demon, there's like no recourse for that, right? But with celebrities, there's like very clear recourse. Like,
and you know what's funny? Some celebrities aren't that rich.
No.
So and they have to probably act richer than rich people.
Yes.
Because they're held to a higher standard.
Yes. Yes.
That sucks.
Yes.
If people recognize you from like TikTok or something, you're fucked. Because it's not like you're caking it.
100%.
I don't know. I don't know your financial, but it's not. You're not like.
No, I'm not rich.
Yeah,
I'm not rich.
It's. But they go, oh, I know you. You must be famous, you know. Yeah. And then you're like, yeah, I got an apartment. It's cool.
Yeah, I pay rent.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's scary. But you always have to. You just have to be nice to everyone.
100%.
Working in the industry, you know that you always have to be.
Oh, I care more. Like, I care when I'm at a restaurant. I care less about whether or not the food and drink is good, and more about whether or not the staff likes me. 100%.
I get that.
100%.
What do you feel about people making jokes to the staff? But it's me making jokes. I'm not like I'm not doing dad jokes. I'm like
dad jokes can be rough. I will say one time a dad made a joke to me that it was like such a dad joke, but I hadn't heard it before, and I was like, damn, that was fucking good. Like, it made me laugh.
Do you remember it?
Yeah, because I was like, that is the daddest joke ever, but it was clean. Okay. I was like, can I get you guys anything else tonight? And he goes, honestly, I'm so full. Like, I don't think we can take anything else. Like, don't even worry about the check.
Oh my God. That's
good.
Amazing. Yeah.
It's a new dad joke. I hadn't heard that one. I was like, and I like laughed, and I was like, and like his kid was like, sorry. And I was like, no, that was a good one. Like,
yeah.
You know, like a clean plate and being like, we hated it. Kill me.
Oh
like,
my God.
Yes. Kill me for that one.
But you know what? On the opposite, if I clean my plate and the waiter comes over and they go, do you want that wrapped up? Kill me.
Oh, yeah.
And the opposite, because it's a two-way street.
No one talk about the clean plate. Just take it the fuck away.
No one.
No one.
We should never say how much you ate.
No.
Isn't that the whole point, to eat the whole fucking
Someone
dish?
was hungry. Kill yourself.
Oh my God. If a waiter comments or a wait staff comments on the food I'm eating, I feel so horrible.
No, it's awful. It's awful.
It should just be like, was everything good? Like something small like that.
Yeah.
You know what? What do you feel about? I'm sorry, I'm asking so many restaurant questions. What do you feel about people wrapping up food at a fancy restaurant? Is that classy or is that trashy?
No.
It's fine.
Yeah. No. I mean,
if nothing else, it's gonna get thrown away. I think a lot of times, people forget this is an option. Give it to a homeless person. Like, wrap up food, leave it out. Like, an unhoused person, I should say. Like, I don't know. Obviously, like, I feel like there is a weird thing about like leftovers and being like, here's my leftovers. But there used to be guys that would hang outside of some of the restaurants I worked at, hoping that would happen, and it was like, they're getting food, like
an amazing meal.
Yeah, or like somewhat amazing. It is like probably cold at this point and leftover.
Sure,
but I don't know. I just like, it's gonna get thrown away. I don't think you should ever be judged for taking your food to go. You paid for it.
That's the thing. Like people that like,
if it's like one corner of a cheeseburger, we gotta say goodbye, or you gotta eat that. Like I'm not wasting the plastic, like whatever.
100%.
But in general, I've never judged anyone for wrapping things up to go.
It's funny, like people that like I didn't grow up with a lot of money, so like ideas like, oh, if we went to a fancy place, it's like someone would be like, don't ask to wrap it up.
I've never heard of this in my life.
It's like to show that you're not poor. I mean, this is poor people thoughts. You know what I mean?
Wait, but I've never encountered them. I wonder, like, that's not a thing I ever encountered growing up.
I knew my mom's friends with a woman. She doesn't believe in leftovers.
Even in the house?
She only believes in fresh food.
That's insane.
She only believes in fresh food.
What's the point of ordering Chinese?
She throws it out.
That's Chinese is about the leftovers.
Literally, we'll go there.
That's crazy.
We've gone there and she's ordered like 7 pizzas for like 10 people, and she'll count how many pizzas are left. She'll be like, "We got 4 pizzas left. They're going in the garbage." Going in the garbage.
I do try to eat all the food. I was always like, you got to eat what's on your plate. That's what if we would go out to dinner.
On your plate,
we would have
serving bowl.
Yes, and the serving bowl is different.
Yeah. I meant like when we would go out, there wouldn't really be leftovers.
I think my mom said it to you. She'd be like, "Eat that, or else it goes in the garbage."
Yeah.
My mom says that at holidays. Like if there's candy, she's like, or like cookies out, she go, "Eat the cookies, or else I'm throwing them out. If you don't take them, I'm throwing them out."
Is it also like a diet thing of like, I don't want this in the house? Because I've had that happen before, where they're like, I don't want these leftovers.
Also, holidays, nobody wants to take the food, so you kind of got to push. Like you always overmake food, and then one person doesn't want to get stuck with all the leftovers.
Imagine being I'm so blessed. 1, that my family's beautiful.
Yeah.
2, that I've never been at a holiday party where we ran out of food.
Oh no! Yeah.
I cannot imagine.
Are
those
happening?
Holiday.
I don't think they're really happening.
I think they are.
You think they are?
Have you?
I've been at a wedding where they ran out of food.
Wow.
Me too.
I was at a wedding where they ran out of food, and it was one of the most uncomfortable experiences of my life.
They ran out of food?
They ran out of food.
Because they did a buffet?
No, they did family style. And I'm like looking at the portions coming down, and I'm like,
I mean, it's
for
tough.
this many, like it was unbelievable.
You were doing the math.
And I was in the
barber
position.
math.
I was in the worst position where I'm the first person being handed the plate.
Oh.
So I have to be like, this is supposed to feed 8 people, and it's enough to feed me and my boyfriend. So now I'm like, Like,
Yeah.
like hell.
All eyes on you. When there's a little bit of food.
Single asparagus stalk on the plate. Like I'm talking bad.
That is hard.
Yeah, I was at a wedding that ran out of food.
To be the first is worse than being the last.
That's what I'm saying.
Someone will always say for the last.
Choice.
Yes.
The freedom of choice of being like, I'm last, I'm going to get what's coming to me, and it's probably going to be less than the other people, but at least no one's going to think, wow, Jake took a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the best position.
And there's always that 1% at the table that has no awareness. I just plop.
Uncle
just
Jim every time.
Uncle Jim.
Every time.
Yeah.
The scumbag Uncle Jim that he is. Yeah.
Yep, 100%.
It's so awkward running out of food.
It's really uncomfortable because you're coming up against like human animalistic need of like, no, there is like a nutritional need that's happening here, especially at a wedding. People have been drinking, so now it's like I was at a wedding. They're not going to listen to this. I can say this.
It's very freeing to be able to talk to shit about a wedding.
Yeah,
Because you can't really on your platform at all.
this was a wedding.
No,
I
And
can't.
you can't really to anyone. So fuck it.
Someone in my family had a wedding, and the way they did it, it was honestly very fun. But they did like a wedding outside the church on the lawn for just the family, and then they have a huge backyard, so they did a huge like tented wedding.
Nice.
And there was open bar, beer and wine, and like a couple batch cocktails. And there was probably like 150, 200 people there. Dance floor, DJ, they set the whole thing up. It was great.
Love it.
It started at like 5 p.m. and went until like 11. So people are like getting to it. People are drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Past apps are happening. And then we start to realize it's only past apps.
Ooh.
Because it wasn't like a sit-down dinner. But there's no like buffet component. So it's like people have now had like 6 glasses of wine, and it's like, okay, well, how many macaroni and cheese fried balls can I eat? It starts to get like kind of scary. People are like, it's like people are starting to be like, do I like really need food? Like people like it's like getting a little intense.
Whispers are
Yeah.
happening.
People are like, oh, we should
in
get
pockets.
pizza. Like, I'll just get pizza.
My cousin's like
Yeah.
my mom's cousin, who like is also kind of my cousin. You know, how family does that.
Of course.
He's like, I think I gotta do it.
Yeah.
This man ordered $300 at Domino's to this wedding.
Oh, Domino's.
Domino's to the wedding.
$300 at Domino's. 3 delivery drivers show up, each holding a stack. He didn't ask the bride or groom because he was like, should I ask them? And I was like, no, because if they say no, we're fucked. Like this food needs to get here. And I think they were kind of pissed. I mean, 3 Domino's. It looks like a Domino's commercial. Like 3 Domino's carrying 25 pizzas each. When I tell you that pizza was gone in 15 minutes.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
15 minutes. It was devoured.
Oh my god.
My cousin saved lives that day.
Yeah.
100%.
Definitely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you take your gift back after ordering 300? You go, I'm gonna need my envelope, you know? Because they don't provide a meal.
Yeah.
Pass arounds are the worst part of a cocktail hour.
It's my favorite thing in the world.
No, I like
really?
stations. I like stations.
Past apps. No, I want past apps, and then I want like stations or a buffet for dinner. But I want.
I like a
past app.
buffet for dinner too.
Yeah, I do ultimately think buffet is the best.
Yeah, but I think that's another thing. People like the sit down dinner, so it's not like you have to get up.
I don't
and
mind
do
the
it.
sit down either. Like I don't mind the sit down either.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna do sit down, there needs to be a late night food snack.
Yes.
It's
Which is
just-
a popular trend now.
Which it's
With
I
the
think
trucks.
it's the trucks or like the pizzas, like whatever it is,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
something
yeah.
needs to come out. You just like food is literally like the thing that is going to keep balance at the wedding. Like you don't want people getting
100%.
too drunk, you don't want
Yeah.
people getting too hungry. Like the food is so important.
I know. It's
Like blood sugar, it's like literal blood sugar levels. Like it's-
100%.
you know what I mean? It's-
And people also associate happiness with the serotonin when they're
Yes.
eating food. Like
Yes.
it'll be like your wedding was great if the food was good and we danced well.
100%.
And we were drunk.
Yes.
Yes. Wow. I can't believe Domino's to the
Yeah,
place.
to the wedding.
Yeah.
It needed to happen.
What percentage of the wedding do you think should be like fun dancing?
Oh.
No, just like we've said fun and romance. I just want to know like what percentage of the wedding are like songs that you can dance to that have a pretty high beats per minute.
slow song dancing, like a couples dancing, or like fun group
Not like
dancing.
twist and shout. I'm talking like made after the year 2005.
Okay, so
Fun.
I think like 90%.
90%?
90 to 95.
I've
I've been steadily at around 15%. Like
What?
the weddings,
I think, but also
it'll
we're
end
going
at
to
11 and
Italian
it's
weddings.
like 10:15, and we then start to play like pop music.
Yeah, there's these old
It's
Italian
like
DJs
twist and shout. Yeah, it's a lot of Italian DJs
that
I
are just
guess.
like, okay, now it's the late night hours. Okay, I'll play Bruno Mars.
Oh, God.
Like that's what it is.
Interesting. I think I like a wedding that has a little less programming to it. I think
I also agree.
like ceremony, and then from then on it's like kind of choose your own adventure. There's a
I
dance
agree.
floor happening. There's like whatever. We need to,
Okay.
as a society, we need to really fucking evaluate how long we expect humans to listen to fucking toasts at a wedding.
I agree. I mean, we're very big on this podcast. We
Oh,
talk about it all the
yes.
time.
What is
1,000%.
happening?
We talk about it all the time.
Me at a wedding
Yeah.
when a bridesmaid is giving a speech and then I discover that the paper is double-sided.
Yeah.
What am I supposed
Yeah,
to do?
yeah.
I was at a wedding. They might listen to this. I was at a wedding, and someone went to go make a speech, and first off, 3 best man, 3
Six total speeches.
and then
And
the
then
parents.
you know the parents. I was gonna say, and then you got parents.
And-
So we're looking
Seven.
at upwards of 10 speeches.
And so
Oof.
someone gets up to make a speech, and they have their paper, and then they let it roll down, and it's like a scroll that hits the ground.
No way. It was
And
a joke.
As
Was it
a joke, as a joke, people got so scared that it was silence. It was met
Well,
with
when you
It's
have
not
10
funny. It's like not
When
funny.
you
was not
have
funny.
10 speeches, you can't
It's
do that
not
joke.
funny.
It's like you're
Yeah.
at Chernobyl and be
And
like,
then
look at
there's
this
that-
nuclear
and
waste.
then like,
It's
there's like that cadence that's like, Sebastian and Robbie, thank
Yeah.
you so much for
Yes.
having me on your podcast. Like,
I know.
people have done comedy skits about it, but like literally that cadence still happens, and it starts to bore a hole in your mind. Like it
I
starts
agree.
it's unbelievable.
I will say these 6. Everyone was aware that there were 6 speeches, so they kept them really short.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone was
you
aware.
need to Oscars play them out. Like turn
Yeah.
music on.
It was
Like,
great how short everyone was very aware, right?
But then no one's really saying anything.
No, I'm gonna speak at my sister's wedding,
Yeah.
Okay.
but also I'm
Yeah.
good at talking.
Well, what's thing? I would watch if someone was like Sebastian's doing a speech. I'd be like, great.
Great.
Give me a
Yeah,
cocktail.
yeah. I would be
That's
be looking
the-
forward to that
these
part of the
people-
wedding.
Yeah, that's the thing is like these people. I'm like, if you're not good at speeches, that's fine. Just keep it short.
Yes.
And I know I'm being a fucking asshole because it's like,
No,
this
I
is your
agree.
daughter's
I am-
wedding day.
I am-
Like,
no,
I
no,
get
no.
it. One time I like went on this rant forgetting that someone was getting married in like 2 weeks and like absolutely was gonna have all this at their wedding, and they were like, well, you do have to remember that a wedding is ultimately not about you. And
No,
I'm
but
just
it
like,
is. No, but
This
it
is an
is.
argument we have.
It
I
is.
think
I
it's
think
I
it's about
agree.
it's about the guests. It's about the guests.
I
No,
think
it-
it's a party.
It's a celebration
No.
of their love.
Yes. It's also
I think if you're gonna have a wedding where you are choosing to invite this many people, you
Yes.
have to
yeah,
understand that you're
and we
responsible
have
for their
to.
experience.
Yes, you
Yeah,
are
we have
responsible
to
for their
dress up.
experience.
We are supposed to spend a couple $100. People are traveling.
But I believe there should be a moment where I would rather the speeches be thoughtful and romantic than like try to be funny.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
And I think there should be a moment to celebrate the love a
The
little bit.
groomsman roast of the groom, I'd rather be pushed in a lake.
Yeah.
I'm not joking.
They say to make the speech as long as the groom lasts in bed, so cheers. Fuck
It's
my
We
like-
found out that Cassidy was gonna date Dave. We were like, does she have a brain injury? Oh
Yeah.
my god! Like
Yeah.
what?
All
I'm like,
speeches are
stop.
they just shit on the groom forever and just be like, yeah,
Hell.
I know. It's be like, and then finally he met someone that could stand his ugly ass.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck
After having gonorrhea 9 times. What?
Remember when he fucks Kathy, Susan, and just pointing them out in the crowd?
Unbelievable. That shit makes me so mad.
Yeah, I know. And then for the brides get such beautiful speeches in
Yes.
a traditional wedding, right?
Yeah.
Like they get such nice speeches. My sister can't talk. No, she can talk. She
If you had a twin that was nonverbal, it would so clearly be that you like stole her voice in the womb, like how much you talk. Like everyone would be like, Sebastian took it. Like she's your twin, right?
Sebastian,
Yeah.
and her name's Ariel.
Yeah.
No, it's
My
not.
twin's
No.
name is Ariel. And she's nonverbal. No, it's not. But she's like she's bad at like giving speech. She gets very emotional.
Oh, that's sweet.
And no, because it'll be like this. It'll be like she had to give a speech at my sister's like wedding shower, and it was like, dear Linnea, and it just starts crying. So I keep joking around with her. I'm like, how are you gonna do your vows?
Yeah, that's brutal.
I'm like, you gotta make it quick.
Oh, this was the bat. I have they'll be fine with me telling this story.
Beautiful.
It's
I
clear.
went to a wedding that was 2 comedians recently,
Uh-huh.
and the groom goes first on his vows, and he crushes. He crushes, and me and my friends look at the bride. I'm like, she's fucking pissed. Like she doesn't. She's like, in that moment, she was like, he crushed, and mine aren't. Like he's better than mine. Like his are better than mine, and she was like, I love you. Like, like fun pissed. Like she wasn't actually mad, but it was just like so funny being like, they're comedians, they're performers, they're writers. Like they both wanted to have like really good vows, and he just like slam dunked this, and she was like.
That's hard.
It was so funny.
Because that was a competition to see who.
It was a competition, but a gorgeous wedding. They did a very good wedding.
Well, I would think somebody who is performing for a living takes into consideration the audience.
The
like
run
they
of show.
know, yeah, you know what.
Yeah, I think about what songs I'm gonna play before I come on stage.
Yeah,
like I think about small
yeah,
things.
definitely,
absolutely.
I always say the worst option for me, if everything fails, I'll become a fucking DJ.
A bar mitzvah DJ.
Yeah.
A DJ at weddings. I'll do better than half these fucking goombas.
Oh, definitely.
3/4. 80%.
Oh, 3/4.
More.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
What were you gonna say, Robbie?
I just said more than 3/4. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
100%. You'd crush.
I know. Yeah, it's interesting.
I think Tiffany Haddish used to do that. She would get like flown around to weddings. I'm pretty sure for like $5,000 for these like rich
God
people's
bless.
weddings,
Believe it.
and just be like like make them more fun.
Yeah.
She was on like a team when she was doing. I've heard her say that in interviews.
Interesting. My sister's wedding's at the zoo, the Bronx Zoo.
I love that. Any wedding when you're like a New Yorker and you find out like, oh, a wedding that is like easily accessible. Like I don't have to travel anywhere and take a hotel. Literally the best news in the world.
I know.
The best news in the
You
world.
could
The
literally-
Bronx. Oh my god.
Also, I got a hotel for the night.
well, the Bronx I maybe would get a hotel, but if you're not paying for travel and stuff, also you're the brother.
I'm
of
the
bride.
brother.
That's like
It's
different.
my mother paid for my hotel room.
Well, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
No, but like one of the best weddings I ever went to, my friends Dan and Jen out Asbury Park, New Jersey Transit, and we like all got an Airbnb for like I think we each paid like $75.
Ugh.
Like I got in and out of that wedding for $150 clean and had like a really great time. It'll be one of the best weddings I ever go to in my life.
Of course.
For that reason.
Of course. You shouldn't have to
Not
give.
just for that reason, but that is part of why.
You shouldn't have to give a gift if you're spending so much money on getting there and like paying for a hotel. If you're spending $1,000,
Yeah.
what gift?
Some
I know.
people say that if they do a destination, they're like, "Oh, we don't want gifts."
And some people don't.
And then what do you do? What do you do? Do you obey that?
I would not get them a gift.
You
100%
wouldn't?
no.
I would not.
If
Okay.
someone,
If they said
if
we
I
don't
had
want
to
gifts.
fly and take a hotel,
Yeah.
and I'm currently where I am at in my like I'm not a rich person. Like if you're rich, get them a gift, I guess. But like
Sure,
I'm not
yeah.
rich.
Yeah.
Like if I'm flying and getting a hotel and they say don't worry about gifts because we know we did this, yeah, no gift.
And then they do a
100%.
video.
Yeah.
TikTok star Jake Cornell.
Yeah.
Brings me no
Yeah.
gifts. They do a whole TikTok based on you. I said no gifts as a formality.
Jesus Christ.
Do people recognize you on the street now for that?
I don't know if it's from TikTok or Instagram or like I don't know what it's from, but
Yeah.
I do get recognized.
How's that feel?
sometime. It's I would say 9.5 times out of 10 it's really really nice and fun.
Really?
Yeah, and then every once in a while it is like a very uncomfortable situation, but usually it's totally fine.
There was like a really awkward ones?
There was one where we were out to dinner and they just came up to the table, which is fine, but then like wouldn't leave.
Yeah.
And it was like to the point where I was like, I'm gonna have to ask them to leave, and
Yeah.
I started to like truly have like not like I truly started to like feel like I was gonna have a panic attack because it was like I was trapped at this table, and it was weird because it was a group of 3 women, one of whom recognized me. It was the friend who didn't recognize me, like who didn't know who I was, who was like, well, so explain to me who you are. And I was like, we had just gotten our food, so like our food is sitting in front of us and we're like waiting to eat. And
my
she's
God.
like, and I'm like, oh, I'm a comedian. I do stand up. Like I make some videos online. And she's like, okay, cool. Like, so where do you perform? Like, and I'm like, keep going. And then she goes, and she was also clearly like a little drunk. Yeah. And I was like, it just kept going. And then she turns to my friend and goes, and what do you do? And he goes, what do I do? Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then finally they left and everyone was like, it was probably like 15 minutes, like way too long. That's like, and like that, maybe that's happened like once or twice, but every other time it's like usually very quick and very, very, very nice.
Yeah. That sounds horrible. It's funny when people make you prove that you do comedy.
Yeah, it's also any question when you say that you're a comedian, where do you do comedy? It's like I don't think people know that like you don't have like a house. Like it's very. I'm like everywhere wherever it pays me, and then also what do you do comedy about? Is like that question to me is very strange.
I usually say ass.
Or be funny now. Well, the nice thing about you is you just laugh.
I never tell
then
anyone.
they're like, oh, yeah, he's a
I never tell
comedian.
anyone I do comedy.
Yeah, but do you have another job?
No.
No, I don't. So what do you say?
I say I do nothing.
Okay.
I like to imagine people think I'm from Family Money. Wouldn't that be funny
That's so
if I was
funny.
just from Family Money and this was just I just lived a life and it's like,
Yeah.
what's Sebastian do? You know, his dad invented his great grandfather invented the color blue.
I should start because I don't have another job now.
What the fuck does that mean?
People own colors.
Invented
People
the
own colors.
People
People
own
own
colors,
colors. That's
bro.
a thing.
That's like super rich people own colors.
There's a black that starts with a V. It's called like Vanna Black or something. That's like the blackest black, and this one guy owns it, and it's like this whole saga. He's the only person allowed to use the color. I watched the whole thing about it.
Yeah, I've heard about this
Yes.
actually. Color, yeah.
People hate him for it. People
Yes,
hate him
because
for
you
doing
can't use the color, and it's like, and now there's a color that's very similar to it.
That is like a protest, and I think it's like named in protest. Yes. We've seen the same video.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh, but now that it's my only job, I say like I'm a comedian, and I tried to say other things, and it always ended up being that they would ask 3 more questions that then revealed that I was a comedian trying to say I wasn't a comedian.
Sure.
So now I just rip off the Band-Aid and say it, but I don't. It's the follow-up questions are always awful.
Yo, you know what? Have you ever like talked to somebody for like 15 minutes and then they ask what you do and you say, "Oh, I do comedy," and they go, "I would have never guessed." I want to fucking die if someone tells me that.
Really?
Real? No way. I would have never pegged you as that. It just makes me want to fucking die.
Yeah.
Because that just
How often does that happen to you?
It happened to me the other day at your house, bro.
Really?
Yeah, with one of your friends said that. No way.
Really?
Yeah, I forget who it was.
No way. My friends know. No shot.
No,
No shot. Somebody that knows me. I post
it
you
was
every
us
day.
at a bar. It was us at a bar.
Oh, maybe.
Meeting someone that you tangentially knew.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't at your
Friend of a
house.
friend.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
a friend of a friend.
I know who it was.
You know who it was. And then they went, "Really?" I go, "Yeah, all right."
That's a
fucking
person trying to
kill me.
flex.
Yeah, kill me.
Yeah.
Because it means, oh, you don't think I have any personality at all.
Well, what it actually is they're threatened by the fact that you said they're a comedian, so they are immediately, without thinking about it, putting you down. 100%. That's what it is.
100%.
When people tell me about their job, I just go, "Yeah, that's cool."
I don't think you understand how boring some of these people's jobs are.
I actually find it fascinating because I've never had an office job, so I'll try to get people to tell me about their jobs, and they don't want to talk about it because I think
No,
they're
it's
like, and
incredibly
I'm
boring.
like, please explain to me the day-to-day of like what working in marketing means. Like I have no fucking idea. Like I'm so fascinated by it because all I've done is comedy and restaurants.
Of course.
All I've done.
You want to know a secret? I can't even tell you what my father does for a living.
Can you give me like a ballpark?
He's in education.
He's in education, but he's not a teacher.
He's not a teacher.
He was, right?
Yeah.
And a principal.
I have no fucking
That's
idea.
so
And you know
funny.
what the crazy part is? During COVID, I was home with them. I would hear him on meetings. I have no fucking idea what this man does for a
That's
living.
so
He
funny.
just kind of says his thoughts. He just kind of sits on Zoom and goes, yeah. You know what I think about that? He just sits on Zoom and says his thoughts. I don't know what the man does
Well,
for a
that's
living.
when you made
Do
it.
you know his title?
No. I have no, and for years, people would ask what my father does for a living, and he was a principal when I was a little kid. So I just go, "Oh, he's a principal."
Nice.
And my dad goes, "I'm not a principal."
That's so funny.
I just have no idea.
I have another friend who he can tell you where his parents work, but
Yeah.
not what they do. He's like, one works at TD Bank, one works at, I think, like Merrill Lynch. And I'm like, what do they do? And he's like, I have no idea. Never my entire life have I known what they do.
Of
That's
course.
crazy to me.
You know what your parents do?
Yes.
Flex.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Business stuff is so like hard. I tried to talk to my sister about it, and she just like is like, I don't want to talk about it.
I'll overhear it, but like when I was bartending, I thought it was so fascinating to like eavesdrop on conversations when like 2 people who worked in finance would talk about it, because then they'll like actually go into it because they like speak the same language.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, I work in acquisitions. Someone like, I work in private equity. I'm like, none of this makes any fucking sense to me. It's
Interesting.
like crazy, but like you'll hear them talking, and it's like, oh wow, like money, especially like the finance stuff. It's like they have like made up this whole system where they all have jobs that's all about like money, making money for other people making money. It's like this crazy network of shit.
all make-believe.
It's all make believe.
We think improv is
Well, no,
make
it's not
believe.
even
That's
make.
make
No, it's real.
Oh,
It's
it's real.
It's also destroying the country.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like
Yes.
it is very real, and these people are bad people. Like some of
Horrible
these
people.
people that you see out in New York City are like indirectly responsible for some very bad shit that happened.
Yeah, and I used to have to
And,
serve
like,
them dinner, celebrate.
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
Like, it would
yeah,
be
yeah.
like- It was so bad.
Oh my god. Yeah.
And I've like gotten into it with some of the people. I'm like, yeah, but actually, it's very bad because I could talk. I studied finance in college and shit, and they don't want to hear.
He worked at a bank situation.
I worked at a bank situation.
Jake just looked you up and down.
I was looking for a gun.
Who is this man that I was sitting next to this whole time? Do you ever hear someone like talk to, that you're friends with, just chit chat with them, and then you hear them like pick up a business call and how their voice changes?
Yes.
That's terrifying.
Yes.
I think
it's very scary.
Like the switch people go from like office like talk to like who they are in the real life. You wear a mask all day long. That must be exhausting.
Yeah, it's terrible.
My life is literally me saying whatever I want most of the time.
I used to do that in restaurants though too, where I would have server voice and I would be like, "Oh my god, I'll get that for you right away," and then walk away like, "What the fuck did I just say?" Like, I would do that all the time. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess because you want to make them feel like you're cheery.
I think it more came from those first few restaurant jobs in New York where I was like so afraid of getting fired that I was like, I'm just gonna be like the nicest person in the world, and then like I just had to like chip away at that until I was like, stop doing it.
I think fake niceness makes you angry.
I think all nice is fake.
Really?
I think there are good people who are good.
Oh,
but
I hear what you're saying.
I feel like nice is often
performative.
Fake. Nice,
Yes.
to me,
Yeah.
I like niceness is annoying to me.
What about
the people doing the worst shit in the world are nice?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know
I
what
get
I
what
mean?
you're saying.
Yeah.
What about nice deeds? Is that performative? Yes.
It's a good deed.
It's a good deed.
Do you know? I'm nice to me is like polite. I don't care if you're polite.
Oh, yeah. I
Like,
don't care if you're polite.
I don't care if you're polite. I care if you're an asshole.
Yeah.
But it, like, you know what I mean? And to be, I guess to be rude, but like politeness, etiquette, and like niceness, it's like all bullshit.
Yeah.
To me.
Also, probably the more nice you are, probably the more
Someone
shitty
who like
you are 'cause you're
uncouthly says
polished.
something nice
Yeah.
versus someone who politely says something shitty. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the idea of like restriction. Like you're restricting yourself from feeling your real emotions.
Yes.
So that it's probably like when you feel those real emotions even harder and bigger and more in a dramatic, evil way.
Yes.
It's like when you say, I'm not going to eat carbs. I'm going to be nice. I'm not going to eat carbs. And then all of a sudden, 2 pizzas later, you go, oh, what happened to the carbs? You know? Amazing. Wow. Yeah. I don't think I'm nice. I don't think you're nice.
I'm not.
No.
I think I'm a good person, but I'm not.
I don't think you're nice.
Thank you. I take that as a compliment.
I know you do.
Yeah.
You do. All right, but you think you're nice?
I don't know. You tell me. Am I nice? I don't know.
so?
I think I'm pretty honest.
Sometimes I feel like you're flirting with me mid-podcast.
Right now?
Just the way you cuddled
look
up
that
and
I
you went,
gave
you went, I don't know. You tell me.
I'm not trying to flirt.
You tell me.
I'm not trying to flirt with
That's
you
like
mid-podcast.
that's something I would be on a date with someone. I'd be like,
Um,
"Oh, do you like this?" And I go, "I don't know. What do you think about that?"
I think I'm
That's
pretty
like a
honest.
flirty
I don't
response.
think I'm gonna fake being like nice to someone. It's hard for me to fake a situation, I would say.
Yeah.
I don't think it's like I can if I need to. Of course, everybody can, but
Of
I
course.
prefer not to. I left that like when I was on my way out.
How
of
long
my
did you work at a
company
bank?
For 5 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. But the last 2 years, I had made it very known that I wanted to leave, and I was like saying whatever I wanted, showing up late. Like I was doing. I was
coke on
wearing
the desk.
Canadian tuxedos because they were like, you could wear jeans and you could wear anything with a collar. I would wear Timbs to work. And I was just like, I wanted it out.
Disrespectful shoe of them all.
Well, also you could be very funny in a setting where everything is so like
The
you
tension,
can't
you can
say
break it so
anything.
easily.
Oh, yeah.
Like you literally aren't allowed to say anything. So nobody's calling out, oh, this person just does this every day and none of us can say shit about it. And then if you be like, you make a little comment, everybody's up in arms. It's like, oh my God, he said it. Oh, thank God. But it's just, it was it's a very tense place where everyone is like,
I worked
you
at
have
an
to-
office for a while too.
Yeah.
It was stressful. There was a woman that did the payroll. I was an intern at this place. The woman that did the payroll thought my name was Frank, I believe, for the entire time I was there.
yeah.
And I remember
Were you getting paychecks?
Yeah. She just had no idea who I was.
That's so funny.
And there was about 12 people in the office.
Yeah, that's wild.
And I just never corrected her because and I'm free as a person outside of an office. I was so scared to correct this person in the office.
Really?
Yeah.
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 But then I would also go jerk off in the solo bathroom. So this is I was never meant for an office.
Yeah.
No.
No. I think everyone in an office is jerking off in the bathroom. I think
Do you think so?
I think they all need a release. I'm watching.
It was it was one of those that you close the door.
I think I did it at least.
You
once.
think? Oh,
Breaking the
You have to
Yeah.
go in a solo bathroom though. It was a solo. we
There's a
got, like,
solo
new
bathroom. They're
lunch
jerking off.
situation.
Absolutely. These people are. I used to watch these people come in on a lunch meeting, rip 3 martinis, and go back to work. They're
Wow.
everyone is looking for a break in that tension.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Rip it through.
Everyone
martinis.
is also like believing this lie that like what they're doing is giving them purpose.
Yeah.
Which is, and then if you show up at 9:15, it's not really about. There's no meetings. There's no anything. It's just like you're now kind of chipping away at the lie that they're telling themselves that this is very important.
Well, also, and even more than that, like conversely, it's also like the people at 9 get to feel bolstered by the fact that they did something better than you
Yes,
for showing up at 9:15.
Yeah.
That's like a big part of it too.
Yeah. Which is very frustrating.
I watch this on TikTok all the time. Like these people who like will show their day in life working in corporate America or their day in life working as a corporate lawyer, and it's like they do all that shit. And then they'll go spend like. It'll be like, and then like on my break, I spent my bonus and bought like a Chanel bag. And it's like, oh wow, like so even like the things you do for fun, like spending 10 grand on a Chanel bag, like is like part of it's still this like societal.
It's for the office because everyone in the office.
It's the same fucking thing as like turning your tickets in at Dave & Buster's to get like a fucking stuffed animal. Like it's just like another version of that.
Yeah.
And it's like crazy to watch and be like, wow, this is how like people live their entire life.
It's
it's
scary.
sad. It's wild.
It's scary. I'm scared of that world a little bit. I'm scared of that world.
Are you the one that saw The Big Short and in the bathroom after some guy was like, "We're fucked"?
Yeah.
I think about that story all the time. I think that story's so funny.
Yeah. I was just pissing and some guy just looked at me and goes, "We're fucked."
Yeah.
I go, "Yeah, brother." I saw The Big Short. Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I have one of those energies that people just say whatever they want.
Absolutely.
Yeah, people just let shit fly. I like it.
Yeah.
But sometimes I have to go, I'm not that guy, dude.
Oh, yeah. Because they'll be like, that guy you did the podcast was a real fag. And
I'm not that guy, bro. Come on. Please, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. And then they have a video of me just like pissing, being like, no, he's not. Jesus.
I have a question. So you have this podcast about going out.
Yeah.
You're on TikTok. Does it annoy you? There's a lot of people I feel like on TikTok that are these like going out influencers in New York City that have not gone out of a pandemic. They just moved here and now they're like, I'm just going to tell people where to go in New York City. And I'm like, you don't even fucking know.
I spent 45 minutes today texting with my friend Olivia about this one influencer who I'm not gonna name, but like that I like just hate watch her videos and it makes me so
I hate watch so many
mad.
lists of like where to go in the West Village.
So many of these people, it fills me with a
Me
profound
too.
rage. These people who, oh my god, everything about it
I'm
makes me fucking
loving
mad. And I was going on this rant at a bar, and then someone was like, "You do sound like a little bit of a hypocrite because like your podcast does partially recommend restaurants and stuff in New York City." And I'm like, "That's fair," and I hear that, and so maybe
yeah, but you also lived and worked in New York City for an extended period of time. You're not a 22-year-old who came to New York when this is a hot place to go. Everybody's in masks and nobody's even allowed to be here.
These people, like, it's unbelievable. These people who are like these people who'll be like the hottest place, here's like the best places to get pasta in New York City, and then they list the 3 most famous Italian restaurants in New York City. I'm like, what are you bringing to the table right now? It's absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
You're a Google search.
Yeah.
This I watched this one particular one. She really drives me nuts. She was telling people tips for saving money on a night out, and she goes, don't buy drinks out. The bartenders are making enough money from everyone else that you don't have to buy drinks if you don't want. I'm like, okay. But if you on your platform is saying that to 30,000 New York people going out in New York City, guess what starts to happen?
No one buys drinks and everyone's just out.
Yeah, and I'm not saying you have to drink, but you gotta buy a Diet Coke. You do have to people are here to make money, and you thinking that this is just another room you get to sit in, not how the game works.
If I'm not drinking, I give the person $10 as a tip.
Thank you.
Just to be like, hey, I'll be like, hey, I'm not drinking tonight.
Yeah,
and
I'm
gonna
get club soda, whatever. It's just you gotta play, but these, it's these people who are leeches. I actually record because also these same people are all making a lot of videos. This is not funny, but people are making a lot of videos being like, New York is feeling scary right now. New York is so crazy right now. I'm sorry, New York. It's like, hey babe, the notion that you thought that New York has ever been a safe, fun playground is predicated on a level of elitism and oppression of other people's that is so insane. And the fact that you don't realize that is fucking crazy. Also, the fact that you were on a Metro North to Greenwich, Connecticut the second the pandemic started. You can fuck off. You don't get to live in New York. Mm-hmm. You don't get to live in New York and completely take from this city. And then if you're gonna tell me that you're giving back by making a lot of money and paying taxes, that go to the NYPD that does nothing? Sure. And what? To fund.
They didn't catch that shooter.
No, a man fixing a security camera did. Are you fucking kidding?
Hey, how many of them were out? They didn't catch him.
Unbelievable. Oh, the taxes, do you know Hudson Yards was funded by, I'm going on Hudson Yards was funded for money that was meant for infrastructure in Harlem. They siphoned money from Harlem communities to build
my
Hudson
God.
fucking yards. So it's like if you're gonna live in New
I
York
had
and
no
say
idea
yeah,
that.
if you're gonna live in New York and say that you're a New Yorker,
Yeah.
and you're not going to give back to the lowest, like the people that are the most oppressed on the most outskirts that are in the most need, and then complain about it when those problems trickle up because these people have nowhere to fucking go.
Sure.
You're not a New Yorker. You're a fucking leech. Absolutely. It makes me so fucking angry.
Yeah.
Like if you have not, like, have you volunteered once? Have you donated to anything once? Who are you voting for? Like,
You also moved to this place and are taking from the people.
yes.
Yeah.
It's not like you're even
You're not
from
here.
here.
This isn't a place to do like Sex in the City cosplay. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Like,
You saw
it's-
girls. I understand, but like, leave it alone.
Yeah, and it's not, and I feel like those two examples make it sound like I'm just talking about women. It's
Yeah,
not.
there's dudes
It's
too. There's
men
dudes
too. And if
too.
anything,
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
dudes are worse. Like
Yes.
it's like, but it's that I see dudes all the time on TikTok that are like talking about like the best bars to go to and the shittiest bars to go to, and they'll dunk on this bar where I'm like, okay, guess what? Some people like going to that bar, and there's a bartender behind that bar and bar backs behind that bar trying to make a fucking living.
Yes.
So maybe make it not cool on the internet to not like this bar. Like just a thought. It makes
100%.
me so fucking angry.
Yeah.
Like, you are allowed to have opinions and you are allowed to communicate. Like, if you're feeling unsafe, you are allowed to communicate that. But
Yes.
you need the picture you are painting that New York exists for this one express population to feel safe and have fun and live their little playground life, and everyone else doesn't, and that all of the municipal resources should be built around that. You are fucking deranged. There are 11 million people in this city. And, like, the fact that we're going to build everything around to support Tribeca is unfucking acceptable.
Yeah.
You should need to have like a fun level verified, and just like that you've gone out to places that, even I was telling this to my dad, I was just complaining about the same shit, and he's like, so people could basically just go online, Google like top lists, see which ones show up on multiple of them,
And
make
they
a
do.
TikTok,
And
and
they
not
do.
even step foot in New York City and make money off
They're
of it.
hot
And
Google.
I'm just like,
They're hot Google.
Yes.
Yeah.
These people.
It's
That's-
insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Yes.
don't. Robbie was like, they don't even need to live in New York to do these.
No, they
Yeah.
truly don't.
They truly don't.
Yeah,
I
you
might
should have
start
to-
one about Arkansas.
Why not?
Hey,
Yeah.
what's up? It's me. Tell you the top
Yeah.
3 places that got beer in Arkansas.
yeah.
Yeah, it's just the branding of it as like I'm a real New Yorker. I know what I'm doing, and they'll be like, really, this place has a really great vibe. The clientele is really nice. It's like, I promise you there are racial undertones to that. Like, I promise that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah,
all of
yeah.
that shit. It's like, it just makes me so mad, and it's also this intense need people have to like take their lives and then broadcast. We're on a podcast. This is so hypocritical, but like,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
take
yeah.
their like, it's like if you like going to somewhere
Yes.
and you and your friends love that place,
Yeah.
like that place is probably building up their own clientele as well. Like, like broadcasting it out in this way to make it cool for everyone is like, why does that have to be how it is?
I know.
don't know.
Yeah.
My favorite places ever to go were because of the people that worked there.
Yeah.
Like it was probably convenient, and I liked the people that were there.
I mean, that's why people loved McManus. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like back in the day,
Yeah.
like it wasn't the location for sure.
No.
It wasn't the room for sure.
No,
but like the
for
bartenders
sure.
were the fucking best, and the tater
Yeah.
tots.
And
Like,
the tater
it's
tots.
like-
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
Shout out
yeah.
tater tots.
Shout out to tater tots, but you know what I mean? It's like, I don't
Oh.
know. I just think, and like I understand that I have a podcast where I talk about restaurants in New York all the time, but like what I try to focus on that podcast is the culture of like industry as like the industry as an industry and a culture.
Yes.
And like the fact that I think society at large needs to contend more with viewing restaurants as a place where people work, and you have to interface with those people, and that as a business and as an industry, and not just your fucking playground. And I
Yeah.
think that like that's like what I try to highlight. And
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I
yeah.
shout out the restaurants I love and I celebrate, but it's not like I'm not one telling you to go there, and I'll never disparage. Like a rule I have on the podcast is I'll never disparage a restaurant on it. Like I
That's
will
really
never
good.
by
Yeah, that's a
name-
good, yeah.
If I don't think I've ever said anything negative about a restaurant, but if
Oh.
I were to, I wouldn't name it. I would like complain about what happened, but I wouldn't name it just because it's like I don't need to be like people are out here trying to make a fucking living. If like I'm
Of
not
course.
here to like dunk on these people.
Yeah.
Now I feel bad. I just dunked on New Haven Pizza for 2 episodes.
Do you not like New Haven pizza?
No, I don't like it. I don't like it.
That's
Yeah.
a pizza, but you're talking
But
about the
that's-
pizza, not
that's
the business.
different.
And
That-
people
yeah.
like that pizza, so
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
fine.
100
It's gonna
100%
survive
fine.
you.
You can talk about
Yeah.
food.
Sebastian
What don't
Conelli,
you like about New
talk
Haven
'em
pizza?
down.
Because have you had the one with mashed potatoes? Because that one's really good.
What the fuck is happening?
hates
What are you
this.
talking about with mashed potatoes?
I just remember one time when I used to do so.
Mashed potatoes? I'm furious.
This is like this is so long because I used to do one of my big extracurriculars in high school was that I did Model UN at Yale. So we would go to New Haven for a week every year and do Model UN at Yale.
Skull and Bones, huh?
I'm in it.
You're in? I didn't realize
They
the
let, one
Illuminati
high,
was here.
they let one high schooler in and it's me.
Really?
I couldn't get into Yale, but I got in Skull and Bones.
Fuck, you're lucky. You're a lucky
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Wow, tremendous.
But I remember there being New Haven pizza, and I remember having a pizza that had mashed potatoes on it and thinking it was good.
You know,
But I was like, I wouldn't order it as an adult, but as a kid, I liked it.
Yeah. No, but I think everything that you said about the restaurant stuff is, people are shitting on bars and restaurants on TikTok and don't even go to them.
No.
I hate watch so many of those videos.
Yeah, the algorithm is constantly.
I know,
Here's
and it
the thing.
sucks. That's the bad thing about TikTok. Is
Yeah.
you watch one, you'll get another one. I'm like, all right, let's see what this dumbass has to
I
say
purposely
about
skip.
fiddlesticks and this, and then you're just like, how many of these? Yeah.
And that's like, it's like, okay, like Fiddlesticks is such a great example of one that gets like dunked on all the time. And I used to work next to Fiddlesticks. I worked at Rosemary's for 4 years, which is like 3 doors down from Fiddlesticks.
Yeah.
And I've probably been to Fiddlesticks 4 times in my life.
Yeah.
And was it exactly what it is supposed to be, which is like a divey, collegey Irish bar where like I just wanted a beer? Yeah. And if that's not your vibe, you don't have to like make it this thing where like we as a society have to shun them. Like people are gonna go to Fiddlesticks.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like I feel like it's the same energy as like shitting on SantaCon. SantaCon is different because it actually does like severely disrupt the city in like a horrific way.
It's a little different.
And that's like I think the people like it's like you can't shit on SantaCon the same way you shit on like this bar is doing exactly what it's supposed to do, which is like sit there and provide like this space for people who want this environment.
It's a closed door.
It's a closed
door. You
door.
go into that environment.
It's a closed door. That's what I'm saying.
You're
it's
going
like you
in.
could just like go there and not, but like the fact that you're making it like you're yucking someone's yum essentially.
100%.
Is it like do I have something like do I probably have some thoughts about you if your yum is Fiddlesticks?
Yeah,
sure, but
100%.
also like,
Sure.
God bless. Like I don't give a
Also,
shit because I'm not gonna
We're
go.
not supposed to be friends with everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to be friends with everyone.
Also, these videos are takes that have existed for 15. Like Fiddlesticks has
just
always
not-
been like
that's the
the
thing.
West Village finance bro. Like
Yes.
and some people
Vineyard
like that.
Vines.
At a time in my life,
Yeah.
I would have wanted to go there.
I'm
Also,
just like,
if you
say a
if you
different
run
joke,
if you run
'cause-
Fiddlesticks out of town, guess where the people that you don't like that are going there are gonna
Yeah,
go?
yeah, yeah.
The bar you're at. Like, what's
Yes.
the goal?
yeah.
I don't
Keep
know.
them. More fiddlesticks.
Yeah. I'm gonna franchise. I'm gonna open a Fiddlestick franchise in Brooklyn.
Yes. Yes. It would do well in Williamsburg.
It would.
Oh,
At this
yeah.
point.
It's kind of sad.
Put it next to Barcade.
This was beautiful, Jake.
This
Thank you
was
so much for
fun.
coming on.
I could do this for hours.
Yeah, I know. This was so fun. Is there anything that you want to plug before besides the shows, the 2 shows?
Yeah. Come to my 2 shows next week on Thursday, or my first show's next week, Thursday, 9:30 at Asylum, and then the following week at 7:30 at Union Hall. You can find those all on my Instagram, or you should follow me at Jake W. Cornell.
Beautiful. Please go follow him in your TikToks, Jake W. Cornell.
Same.
Also.
Yeah.
Please go follow him. He's making hilarious videos. Robbie, anything that you want to plug?
No, just this podcast. Out
Beautiful.
loud about nothing, baby.
Out loud about
Follow
nothing.
us on TikTok. Yeah, same stuff.
Same stuff. Yeah, all you hotties, please keep sharing the podcast with friends. We love that. All right, Robbie, hit the fucking music.